this is the team behind Holly's Girl. And we actually have the honor of showing another film they made last year, right?
Yeah, it was last
earlier.
year.
Yeah. And Film Invasion in June of 2016.
Yeah.
But go ahead and tell us, since they don't know you as well, how Holly's Girl came to be.
I actually have a friend that wrote a script. Her name's Molly. And so this was kind of a little bit about her life, kind of. And we connected on the issue for what the film's about. And the script was, again, same with This Is How, it was a lot longer. It was like 12 or 15 pages, and then I read it, and I was like, took the last 3 pages, and I said, so this is the film. It's these last 3 pages. And I reworked it and rewrote it with her, and then we decided to shoot it. But so it's a film about eating disorders and the personification of it, and like we really wanted to show more of just the mental abusive relationship of what is that world, and make it more, I guess, relatable and universal to people who have all different kinds of abusive relationships that they can connect to. So people who are going through an eating disorder, who are, usually it's like younger people, typically the average age is around like 15, 16, it goes all the way until much, much older, but for people who don't know how to like express it to families or friends or what have you, having something that they can show that makes it more, I guess, personified, and you can kind of create a conversation around that. So that was the genesis of the film.
And actually, shame on me, Paulina Lagudi, the writer and director, and
this is Cooper.
And
Ulrich.
Cooper Ulrich, the director of photography.
Yeah.
Thus the Panavision hat.
Yes. Got to represent all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's really powerful.
Thank you.
Obviously, it's as you said, you created it into an abusive relationship within herself.
Yeah.
And I think I told you earlier
that
in my household we had the debate. My girlfriend thought that they were at first that it was a relationship and 2 women who were in a relationship. One wanted the other to be fatter, so other women wouldn't try to steal her away.
Which I always thought was so funny, because it's really, I mean, no matter how you look at it, if you actually get, that it's an eating disorder or just an abusive relationship, the message comes across either way. It's just about that internal struggle, and, abusive relationships, whether they're within yourself or you're in one, they're the same. And just, I feel like sometimes with films, or even in general, when someone has an issue, as an audience member, it's easy to kind of, put your hand out and create distance and say, that's them and not me. But in order to kind of create a conversation, you want to create that universal relatability, so a conversation can be created where we're all on the same page, and we can connect with each other and create new perspectives and whatnot. Yeah.
And this was,
Well said.
And the cinematography is always great in these films.
Thank you.
It's really so solid. I wish
warmer.
the projection was a little stronger,
It's all right.
because the
It's
color
good.
and the lighting is really great on this.
She's not
stuff.
normally that orange.
That's all right. Well, which actually, it's funny because we purposefully went more orange and then blue for the 2 different locations of
We
the
went
bathroom versus.
Like
It just shows
each
very
world had its
extreme on
own
here.
kind of color palette and theme.
Yeah.
The bathroom, we've always wanted it to be kind of more like neutral and blue toned, and her kitchen area was always intended to be more warm and sort of sickly inviting in some ways, but it's not normally that vibrant, I guess.
Yeah, but it does have. It's supposed to have more of that
Skin tones are usually
distorted
still.
feel. Yeah.
But the vibe, the color,
The duality.
Thank you. Duality of the 2.
Finish each other's
senses.
Yeah, you are the rare couple who makes. Well, actually, not the rare couple. We have another couple who've been in many of the screenings, who work and together successfully.
Yeah.
Which is nice to see.
It's shocking how well it works.
Yeah.
We work out our problems on set.
There you go.
I'll just go on set. It'll be better. It'll be fine.
It's like counseling
Yeah.
There you go.
with a whole bunch of people watching.
Yeah.
You don't need the counseling like in the last film. You don't really need it if you have filmmaking.
These are some great films. These are really, really great.
They're fun. Although I guess the last one being a comedy after the first three.
I know.
I don't think anyone was ready to laugh, actually. That might have been bad programming
You're
on
just
my
like holding
behalf.
your breath for the... No.
Mismatch
It
was
was
actually
good,
a
though.
last second ad, so it was like, well, we could put it in
I
here.
thought it was
With
good.
the
It kind
block.
of added like a dark comedy aspect to it.
With
Yeah.
the block, I was kind of waiting for the release that turn.
I know, yeah. Where's the
Like,
death?
when's someone gonna die?
Yeah, all heaviness. A lot of heaviness.
Yeah, a lot of heaviness.
Yeah, I think you win the heaviness battle.
I try.
There you go.
Don't
So do we
encourage
have
it.
any questions? Got one second row?
Yeah, so I think on top of creating a conversation, it really challenges a judgment and stereotype on girls who suffer from eating disorders that it's choice.
Mm-hmm.
And that people think that, you have a choice to just stop, but it's not. Like, there is literally a voice in your head telling you that you are worthless and that you have to do this.
Very much so. I'm so glad you bring that up too, because it's interesting. Our very first festival that we screened the film at, there was another eating disorder film that preceded it exactly, and it was a German film, and it was a very, very thin person, and it was very much about the, I guess, outsider's perspective. It's like looking in the mirror and the stuff that we know, like the stereotype.
Pinching or something.
Yeah, like the pinching and all that stuff. It's like, we've seen it. So for this, I kind of wanted to create something that, it showed that lack, that it was internal. It's very much about the mind and having someone who, the shame behind it and the hiding it from your friends, and also someone that looks very normal and you would never guess, because that's usually who it happens to. And having her eating disorder personified by someone that doesn't look like her, would be someone that she would think like that's how she wants to be idealized. Like, both of my actresses were Latin, but they were kind of, one had like features that were more of like, feminine, sensual, and the other one was like more of a mix, and she was like I think she was Israeli, Dominican, like she was this amazing mix of things. But the way that we had Francia, who played her eating disorder, they told each other like, oh, you are like what I would imagine my ideal look to be if you were to be my personified eating disorder. Yeah, because a few people asked like, oh, why didn't you have them be the same person? But it's not the same person. You feel like it's someone else. So, yeah, thanks for bringing that up.
You would have had to cast twins.
Right. Which,
Yeah.
or do that thing that they do, like they did with Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
The
That would be a
Parent Trap.
giveaway
The
anyway.
doubles. Yeah.
The doubles, yeah.
No,
During
it's
that
much.
time.
Obviously you made the right choice,
thank you.
because it keeps
think
the
so.
audience guessing for a
Right.
little while.
Yeah. Brings you in a little bit. That's what we try to do, at least.
It's also, there's no wrong answer either. Like,
No, that's the thing. There's no wrong. And
it's
even
like
when we
you
were,
and your girlfriend. Like, there's no wrong answer. There's
No.
Yeah.
I was going to say from a shooting perspective too, when we were, as far as like the drawing in aspect, we kind of like wanted to create this feeling of leaning in by keeping the camera kind of far away, which is a experiment. It's a choice.
We didn't even shoot close-ups.
We didn't shoot close-ups.
No, not really. Although the last shot in the
Yeah.
shower.
No, I mean
We were
in the,
very
Yeah,
specific
which-
of when
which
we
is,
did it.
like
but
there are close-ups in the shoot or in the show, but it's every shot, every close-up is very like purposeful. There's
Yeah.
never anything that's just like coverage. We didn't do any coverage in the entire
there's
thing.
8 shots in the whole thing.
The whole thing is 8 shots. The entire
Well,
thing.
you guys are very Wes Anderson. You do your masters.
I love
You
Wes
do your
Anderson.
tracking masters, and
love
you
this.
just make them beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, a lot of shots, which you like always, but it's a lot of at the close up on Holly when the pull back and the hands come in and then force feeder and stuff into the 2 shot. It's a lot of like forcing perspective,
Yeah.
kind of like
That's a good point.
creating multiple shots out of one shot.
Oh, yeah.
You
So
can
one
see
shot
why
can
their
have 4
films end up
angles.
so visually complex.
We have these
'Cause
conversations all the time.
I just maybe you
Wake
do.
up in the morning. And then...
Any more questions? Oh. You go first. Ladies
I have
first.
a comment and then a question.
Yeah, yeah.
The comment is, I never thought that an image of a toilet bowl with vomit could be so aesthetically beautiful. But like the lighting in the comments, like this is
Thank you very much.
That was a tough one. That was a tough one.
You have no idea how many arguments we had about that toilet bowl.
But to that,
Thank you.
what you guys were so willing to show was the discomfort.
Mm.
I love how long you let us sit while she ate I think it was the
Thank
cheese
you.
puffs.
Yeah.
And just that level of, you don't get off the hook watching this.
Yeah.
How
That was
did you guys, did you really sort of going like, we
Yeah.
want to put, I know you mentioned putting us in the head, but
Yeah.
creating that space and making those decisions, was there a line of what you do versus you don't want to show? How did you go about that?
Yeah, I mean, phenomenal question. the thing that I found that was the most uncommon in eating disorder films or anything about eating disorders that is the most common in the practice of is that it's gross and it's ritualistic. So the showing it like right from the get-go and you hearing it, it's like this is a grotesque act that people, you know, that's the reality of what it is. And the take went that long. Actually, our camera crew was like, I can't eat cheese puffs ever again in my life.
One of the only times I remember
that
actually not being able to watch a tape.
I know, yeah,
I
that's
actually turned away. I was like, I can't.
Yeah, it was
She ate it for like
tough.
3 minutes.
She
Like,
did.
I can't watch
And we
this.
wanted to create the progression of the ritual. So she starts small, and then she licks, and then she eventually is shoveling. And I left it up to the actors of how long they wanted to go. And it was funny because in the edit, my editor cut it down. And I was like, you need to make it
Well,
longer.
yeah.
And then it would still, I'm like, longer. And he's like, really? Really? He had a hard time because it's like discomfortingly long, you know? So, but it was very purposeful in that respect of the ritual of it, and just forcing you to watch,
Yeah.
really.
It was incredibly effective.
Thank you.
because-
Yeah.
Thank you so
No,
much.
you're even the poster. You chose the image with
The crumbs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mouthful.
But it's actually interesting what you said because we had this conversation a lot leading up to it, and that's the reason the whole thing is only 8 shots is because the intention going in, or at least from a cinematographic point of view, was forcing perspective and forcing, you know, these 2 shots, for instance, or the close up or whatever, wide or whatever it is, and it was uncomfortable for us. I remember on set because you're in that wide watching me at the cheese puffs, right? And as a cinematographer, I'm sitting there like, shouldn't we like get something of the coverage so you can see something close? And it was like, no.
Right.
That,
The hand.
like
in the
that
big
conversation we
boom.
had well up leading up to it, but it was very purposeful. Like you wanted to stay in that wide. You wanted to
We didn't
force you
wanna
to
cut.
lean in.
Too. We didn't want to give the audience the break.
Can't cut.
Yeah.
She can't spit him out.
That's a good point.
She has to actually take it in,
Yeah.
which is big on her too.
She was
cool.
great. They were very committed to me.
And Nate, you had a question, right?
Yeah, it just a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
More of a comment actually. I really appreciated because I know it's an internal struggle, obviously, with
Yeah.
the character. But showing her with her friends from both sides, and allowing us to be with her group of friends, and then let her walk away, and she sort of disappears, and you hear off camera the friends' comments. I love that perspective because
Oh,
it
thank
addresses
you.
the world outside of her, but it sort of like shows her pulling away.
Yeah.
Visually. I love that.
I thank you for bringing that up. Actually, the intention behind that
Please, yeah.
was about sound was really important for this, and how it's like her selective hearing
Mhm.
and the distortion of like what is in her mind. So we as the audience member, we feel really in the crowd, and like those comments are loud as she's walking away, and
Yeah.
it's like that's what all she hears, kind
That's
of
awesome.
thing. So that was the reasoning behind that as well, and it kind of comes back, and she's just like in this whirlwind, and when she's in the shower alone. But thank you. I'm glad
Because it's
you
like how
said
she
that.
views that conversation versus
it's-
how she thinks her friends view it.
Totally, and
It's
it's just
awesome.
so distorted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's simple. It's the simple things, you know,
Mhm.
that really can set you off. You know,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's
I think we
cool.
showed that whole scene in.
45 dusk is
Not
very
even.
short
It was like
in
30
LA.
minutes. We shot in like 30 minutes.
We're like, okay.
Well, because we really
Sun's
wanted,
going.
dusk, and
Yeah, we liked the
we were just
dusk.
running around trying
Magic
to
hour, right?
steal
Yeah,
shots.
Studio
basically.
City.
Yeah,
Right
Studio,
by our
Studio
little
City
apartment.
side streets.
Yeah, that was fun. That was cool. Dusk
It
was
was,
nice.
yeah.
Anyone else want a question or comment? Well, good. We're not going to discuss eating disorders too much
No,
longer.
that's all right.
But the
No,
film,
yeah.
but great filmmaking about
Thank you so much.
another
Thank you.
challenging
Appreciate
topic.
Appreciate the comments and questions.
And I happen to know from talking to you that they've already made a feature now.
It's done in 4 weeks.
Done.
Actually, 3
So-
weeks.
Post is done.
Post production will complete screening. Yeah, thank you so much. It's a family film. Actually, not about eating
Which
disorders.
is really funny. If you've seen
Yeah.
our last couple works, it's
Just very,
not
it's a left
similar.
field. It's a left field.
Yeah, you have a theme.
Yeah.
If you want to see her first short, actually, if you go to discoverfilm.net, it's there. That's a website I run with a lot of really great shorts.
Yeah, they are. They're really great.
Yeah.
Really
I won't give away what the topic is,
No.
but I expect Paulina to be a pretty challenging filmmaker for a long time to come because you're not afraid of the rough topics, that's
thank
for
you.
sure.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, well, I guess we'll talk about Rebirth.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, you guys.
Thanks for coming.